Your camera turned this way. Say that I am the best guy, I am the best lady, I will make it, and I am going to make it because I want to make it. And for wanting to make it, I am willing to sacrifice this much of my time. And whatever time I'm spending, I will make it quality time. It's not wasteful, simply time. I finish 500 pages, but I don't know what is in the 500 pages.
A happy morning and a gracious welcome to everyone. You are only confined by the walls you build yourself. Never underestimate your own strength. You were born for a purpose and you are blessed with the power to achieve it. It is Sunday. Anna Centenary Library, the treasure trove of knowledge and inspiration, is again ready with its life-changing and motivating orientation program. We all have gathered here for the 29th orientation session. Today, we are delighted to have with us Mr.R.Badrinarayanan. On behalf of Anna Centenary Library, we are glad to welcome him. Let us start the program with the invocation of the melodious Tamil Thai Varthu. Thank you. We call upon Mr. Dinesh Kumar, the librarian of Anna Centenary Library, to felicitate our chief guest with a memento. I call upon Ms. Shyamala, librarian of Anna Centenary Library, to glance through the profile of our chief guest.
Mr. Badrinarayanan R. holds B.Tech in Civil Engineering from NIT Trichy. In CAT 2015, he secured 99.93 percentile in data interpretation and logical reasoning and 99.93 percentile in quantitative aptitude. He has worked in Manhattan Vidyashram, Manidaneram Free IAS Academy, Corporation of Chennai Free IAS Coaching, Time Chennai, IMS Learning Resources, All India Civil Service Coaching Center Chennai, NISTO Institute of Banking and Finance Chennai, Seekers Learning Resource Chennai, Trichy, Sai IAS Academy Chennai, Bombay Stock Exchange Training Limited, Chennai. He is the author of the mental ability portion of the book titled Manual for TNPC Examinations and Class 10 CBSE Level Mathematics Book for Seekers Learning Resources, Trichy. Right from August 2013, he has been a trainer. On behalf of Anna Centenary Library, we welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Shamla. Now, I request our chief guest to enlighten the aspirants on today's orientation theme, Management Studies.
Good morning, everyone. I am Badri. So we'll have an orientation on what management studies is all about. So we have a big group of people here, which includes people of various age groups. So I assume you must be from undergraduates, graduates, working professionals, and even elder people, right? Okay, so coming to management studies, especially the postgraduate programs in management, let us see what all options we have today in the field of management and how you should maybe plan your career in management if you are very interested in it. One thing I generally found from my experience with the students is people want to learn management, people want to get into management for a variety of reasons. May I have some reasons from some of you on why you think you would want to take up a management career? Anyone? Any reasons?
You may raise your hands, and the mic will be handed over to you.
Okay. So I will tell you what I keep hearing from the students I meet from time to time. Generally, pathingana people finish their graduation. Graduation mudikara time or maybe in their pre-final year or final year. And the time people start exploring options, correct? After graduation. Abdi explore pandrappo. Management is one important career option that comes to people's minds. Adu pandrappo, what people do is, why management? Abdin keta, first thing, what is the first and foremost reason? Many people say you can earn faster, correct? You can earn faster and management career options give you a lot of money, abdin solvanga, okay? Which is not a very good reason to start with, okay? Next thing, many people have entrepreneurship ideas in their mind, okay? That is a very, very good reason to join management. But again, the problem with this is people just think in the ideas irunda you can just go into management and just come up well. But that's not exactly the case again. Then I'll tell you why that or how it has to be planned if you have entrepreneurial ideas in your mind. Okay. Then after this, I want a good career growth. This is another major reason for which people prefer a management career. For example, graduation, if people do graduation in a particular stream, and the stream vittittu, I want to go to management. Abdin solradhukku main reason, they'll say, na ennoda graduation related ave padichenna, maybe graduation related ave work pannena, maybe my career growth will be very slow. And I want a better career growth. This is also one of the reasons. Other than this, some other individualistic reasons, abdin pathingana, some people will say, I want to take up challenging job. I don't want a monotonous job, abdin solvanga. I don't want a stereotypical job. Generally in graduation, after graduation, if you go to a job porappo, you will start feeling beyond a point. Initially, the learning phase will be very nice. But over stage, job ore mari aidichu. Job has become very streamlined. I know what I'm doing. I know the promotional opportunities I have in future. So, idella pannittu, the job, or 5 years or 6 years later in my career, maybe when you reach an age of close to 30, those are the times when people will think, adukapram vandu my life will be very streamlined, romba set aidum, aduk mela I cannot grow up, I cannot grow faster. That is one more reason people say, instead if I go to management, my options are more and my job will be really challenging. I can keep my mind occupied. அப்படின்னு சொல்லாங்க, மைண்டை நான் ஃப்ரெஷ்ஷாக வச்சுப்பேன், மை ஜாப் இஸ் வெரி சேலஞ்சிங். Those are things people keep saying. Okay, so these are the major reasons I found as the reasons people give to enter management careers. Okay, all of these are right in a few ways, but இது எல்லாத்தையும் விட மெயின் ரீசன் என்ன வேணும் அப்படின்னா, you should first know how good a manager you will be. Okay, அது இல்லாம you cannot decide on a management career at all. I keep getting lot of queries where people ask me, shall I take the CAT exam, shall I take the GMAT exam, shall I take any other related exam, இல்ல இந்த காலேஜ்ல போய் MBA படிச்சா நல்லா இருக்குமா, அந்த காலேஜ் போலாமா, இல்ல இந்தியா விட்டு வெளியில போலாமா, all these kinds of questions. We keep getting a lot of questions, but instead if I ask them back just one question, why do you want a management career? The answer itself is not very convincing. So first please think and decide why you want a management career. Okay, and before making a very very major decision like this, nama enna pananum, we have to analyze what all options a management career gives us, right? Now let's try to discuss what all options a management career gives us. Ennennala kadaikum if you go to management. Okay, right now maybe preparing for an exam, taking an exam, completing an MBA degree is possible, is easy, or like உங்களால visualize பண்ண முடியும் next 2 to 3 yearsல நீங்க உங்க லைஃப் எப்படி இருக்கும் அப்படிங்கிறது you can do. But after MBA 3 years later, 5 years later, how will life be? Are you aware of it? First question. Otherwise half the people are not really aware of it. Okay, one more problem with this is peer pressure. Okay, other people are doing, so I have to do. அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு ப்ராப்ளமும் இருக்கு. I'm not saying no for it. Other than that, first we should be aware of it, as I said. The second thing is, after being aware, we should know that it will suit us. நமக்கு சூட் ஆகும் அப்படின்னு once you know about it fully, only then you can decide on it, right? So let's start with your graduation. If you are in your pre-final year, if you are doing a 3-year course, maybe second year la irkinga or third year pre-final or final year la irkinga nu vechukonga, you will definitely know your curriculum, your syllabus, what all subjects you studied, right? And of course by the end of the at least half of final year varumbode, you will know what all options you have, correct? என்னலாம் பண்ணலாம் after I finish my degree, அந்த options எல்லாமே clear ஆயிடும், கரெக்ட்டா? Isn't it? So but if you go to a management career, all you know is I am going to do an MBA. அவ்வளவுதானே தெரியும், correct? But that is not what is enough for us. You should know MBA போனா what else will I do? அந்த 2 years of my core structure எப்படி இருக்கும்? We all just know this person is from IIM, this person is from IIT, this person is from some other global B school outside India. இந்த மாதிரி நேம்ஸ் எல்லாம் தெரியும், அந்த மாதிரி நம்ம வரணும். We just get inspired by them, but we have no idea what all they went through. We have no idea why they liked it and they became successful, correct? Isn't it? We just get inspired by them, which is a very good sign. Inspiration kandipa namakku theva for us to move ahead in life. But other than that, we need to know why we suited for it. So let's come to that part. First, management la, if you have to study management, what all fields of specialization do we have? Minimum in the analysis adu pannittu dhaan you should decide on a management career. Okay, you know, 2 years of MBA life, my studies எப்படி இருக்கும், அதில் நான் என்னென்ன சப்ஜெக்ட்ஸ் படிப்பேன், not in detail, at least what all types of subjects I will study, and am I suited for all those? Do I have the skill sets necessary for all those? இந்த விஷயம் எல்லாமும் we must know, correct? Yes. Now managementல உங்களுக்கு ஒரு விஷயம் தெரியும், with more or less any undergraduate degree you can go into management. You can do an MBA. Maybe sila subjects illa, if your graduation stream is very skewed with some rare subjects, even then you have some special management careers. Okay, Anyway, other pathina details I'll tell you in a while. Before that, coming to what all specializations you can do and adukku thevayana skill sets ungalku ennennala irukano. Okay? Can anyone tell me under management which is the most preferred specialization by students and by the industry? Anything? The most sought after one? Finance. Yes. So finance is the most sought after profile for an MBA. So MBA in finance, adukku irukra value, adukku irukra demand from the industry, from big players, big companies, definitely you don't have for other streams on MBA. Okay, this is one reason yaarkitta poi neenga MBA like let's say people have decided on MBA, neenga poi edhula MBA pananum appdin ketta enak MBA finance pananum appdin solluvaanga, but they have no idea what finance is, right? Now inside finance ennennala irukku, the first option, the best option is investment banking. Okay, in case you want you can note it down. The best option is investment banking. Then the next best option is retail banking. இது ரெண்டுமே finance in the banking industry க்கு கீழ வரும். You should in MBA finance you have investment banking and retail banking. Investment banking is very very popular outside India. Even in India, if you are from the top few B schools, let's say top 20 to 30 B schools are in the, you will still have investment banking options. But if you do your MBA in institutes beyond the top 30 in India, okay, appo investment banking options will be limited for you. Okay, so this is one thing I would like to say. And again, investment banking pati, as I said, innu konjam detail ah padichittu decide on it. Okay, that is one more thing. Then coming to retail banking, especially in a country like India with so much population and banking sector gaining so much popularity. Ipo, especially after this Modi government, you know, demonetization has come up, GST has come up. So banking sector there will be a lot of value and there will be a lot of demand. Fine. So one, you have these banking exams and options where it is more for entry into nationalized banks. Other thavara these private banks, there are a lot of private banks in India now. In fact, there are so many banks now. Pudusa naraya banks vandache, where retail banking la after a management course you can have a good career on it. That's a very good option. Okay, so those are your retail banking options available which are more in India. Fine. So in case you want to do MBA in finance, idu rendu patti please analyze more and more. Investment banking and retail banking. Okay, idha thavara there are also other aspects of finance. Adu vandu it is customized and it is based on the company's requirement. Over company ku thevayana finance options keta madri you can still be a specialist in a company under MBA finance. Okay, now coming to a little bit of investment banking. Investment banking is nothing but a way of trading, nothing else. It is just trading. You will become an investment banker. You will go to very big banks. For example, global level la kettingana, I'll say Morgan Stanley or Deutsche Bank, Royal Bank of Scotland, in the Madri banks. For you to get placed in these direct entry, I mean, immediately after MBA, Venuna, you should be among the top 5 B schools in India. Definitely. Or global B schools. Global, let's say top 30 to 50 B schools. Fine. So top 50 B schools kulla irundingana, yes, you, and if your specialization is in finance, yes, you have very good opportunities in investment banking sector. Okay. Now coming to investment banking, how your job type will be abdin pathingana, one, it will be quite hectic. You will have long work hours. Okay, you have to work really really hard. Okay, normala kadayadu. And the biggest problem in things like investment banking, in fact any form of finance, adile investment banking la irukka bigger risk is you have no idea how the results will be. The results are always unpredictable. That's why I compared it to trading. Okay, I have some trading experience as well. So what I did was not investment banking, it was more of commodity trading. So adha vechu compare pannappo what I understood was investment banking is a sector where you have to take a call and wait. It is basically companies' money being invested on something. But the choice is completely yours. Imagine your age will be 23 to 25 when you finish your MBA, or let's say 27 vechkonga. at that age with the given amount of exposure in the industry. Maybe I will say hardly 5 years of exposure rikuma within that. So adukulla you will be taking a very major decision involving millions of dollars. That is how an investment banking job is. Okay, which is why I said it is hectic. So imagine if you have not handled so much of cash flow, you are not seeing it directly, it's all happening online. Adu vera vishayam. But அந்த அளவுக்கு நீங்க ஹேண்டில் பண்ணது இல்லைன்னா mentally it takes more strength to handle it, right? This is one thing youngsters do not understand at all. நம்மளை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் investment banking அப்படின்னா it is a profile with a lot of pay. It is 25 to 30 lakhs per annum. அதை இந்தியன் ருப்பியா கன்வெர்ட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா 2 lakhs per month, monthly-ஆ. So நமக்கு அதுதான் பெருசா தெரியும், correct? We'll really get attracted by the figure called 2 lakhs per month as a salary, that we will really forget what kind of a job it is. So adayum thandi, please analyze, is it worth? I'm not saying it's not worth at all. Okay, if you are a person for whom it is worth, yes, you can take it up. But adukku thevayana skill sets ready panikonga, adukku thevayana hard work podradhukku please be ready. There are a lot of people even in IIMs who have gone to really tough investment banking or retail banking or other related profiles and are finding life difficult and are finding it difficult to maintain a work-life balance. So I'm not against this. I'm just saying be very, very aware of it before going into it. Okay, just because it looks attractive, please do not enter it. This is one thing. Then coming to retail banking. Retail banking is relatively safer. Ennu keta, you will have a team under you. You will have a team under you managing the finances of a bank. Most probably a private bank. Of course, there are chances to get into nationalized banks as well. Okay. So retail banking is relatively easier, as I said, because one, it is very, very structured. Already, like lot of years, most banking operations are very structured these days, and there are a lot of rules and regulations you have to follow. So on the rules kulla da neenga decisions edukka poringa. Abdina your risk is limited. Your reward is also a little limited, of course, no doubt about it. And definitely the thing is, in retail banking, at least job security உங்களுக்கு investment bankingல இருந்த பயம் இருக்காது. A job is definitely a little safer. Okay, of course it can never be 100% safe, but still உங்களோட at least the stress levels will be a little lower when you are into retail banking. So these are the aspects of finance I wanted to talk about when it comes to your MBA in finance or management with a finance specialization. Do you have any questions regarding finance alone right now? Anybody? Okay, so we'll move on to the next specialization of under an MBA. Under an MBA, globally and at the top management level, even in India, pathingana, after finance, the most sought after profile is consulting. Okay, now consulting has become very, very important these days. Earlier, or a task or a project ne engayadu kodutha, just one person will take it up and do it. For example, romba simple level la solluna veedu katradhu. Okay, we used to call a mason, just tell them this is the plan, this is the amount of land I have, எனக்கு நீங்களே பார்த்து பண்ணி கொடுத்துருங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். They'll plan, they'll do everything and get the job done. But இன்னைக்கு if you go to a company or even if you go to a person to get a job done, அவங்களே ஒரு 4 பேருக்கு அதை outsource பண்ணுவாங்க. Correct? If you give someone the task, if you give them a land and say I need a house here, the whole task will not be taken up by one person. Okay, இதே விஷயத்தை இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் ப்ரொஃபஷனலாக சொல்கிறது தான் கன்சல்டிங். நத்திங் எல்ஸ். உங்களுக்கு என்ன ப்ராப்ளம்னு கரெக்டாக ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணி whoever you are, you may be a company, but you will have a problem which needs to be solved, or உங்களோட ப்ராஃபிட்ஸ் நீங்கள் மேக்ஸிமைஸ் பண்ண ட்ரை பண்ணலாம், உங்களோட சேல்ஸ் ஆர் மார்க்கெட்டிங் ஆஸ்பெக்ட்ஸ் இம்ப்ரூவ் பண்ண ட்ரை பண்ணலாம், எனிவேர் இட் இஸ். ஸோ இன் தீஸ் செக்டார்ஸ் உங்களுக்கு என்ன ஹெல்ப் வேணும்னாலும் there will be someone who is a big specialist in that, who will help you to get that job done. Okay, so that exactly is consulting. And consulting la there are a lot of options. Okay, as I just said, like I just took a small example of construction. And the madri in management, imagine evlo irkalam. Human resource planning, how to recruit people ngardu kuda it's happening in consulting these days. And because we are here for competitive exam related talk, even competitive exams are outsourced. Everything has become outsourced now. And BPO is like very, very famous now. BPO is a very big industry in India now, right? What exactly is BPO? Business process outsourcing, right? So outsourced jobs are becoming more and more popular. So if you become a consultant, the value for that is very, very large. Okay? So consulting is another good option you can think of if you do an MBA. Okay? But I would like to tell you, in the both finance and consulting, in the options ellame, they are good enough to do only if you are going abroad. Globally, top 50 B schools, or let's say India la top 20 to 30 B schools, you will get a very good profile in consulting. Otherwise, yes, you can do MBA in consulting, but kandipa ungalku neenga edirpaakra value irukadu. And these days, considering the amount of fee that B schools charge for 2 years put together, okay, even a B school at the 30th or the 40th level, even at a B school at the 30th or the 40th level, the fee is like very close, 70 to 80% of a top B school irukku. But உங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கிற placements or கிடைக்கிற opportunities after coming out, they are not as good as what you would expect from a top B school. So in the part about consulting, I would like to tell you all. So இதை கண்டிப்பா மைண்ட்ல வச்சுக்கோங்க. If you are going to take up finance or consulting under an MBA, please ensure it is from a very, very good B school. Clear? And consulting, I don't want to go into the detailed aspects of consulting because there are too many of them. Just finance mari, investment banking, retail banking, and a few other options. Avlo simple kadayadu because consulting is it's very particular. It's not just in general. So you will learn all aspects of consulting when you do your MBA program. Fine. After consulting, the next most sought after and somewhat related to, you will have strategy and operations. Strategy and operations is another very good profile and very good profile to have and work with. Strategy operations, as the term itself says, again you will be leading a team and taking care of the operations of a company. Job type இப்படி தான் இருக்கும். So coming to this retail bank ஓட நீங்க லைட்டா லிங்க் பண்ணிக்கலாம். And when you come to this strategy and operations, please understand you should have after finance and consulting vandutinganale your skill sets should be a little different. அது வந்து ரொம்ப அனாலிட்டிக்கலா மட்டும் இருக்க கூடாது. Finance and consulting la it's always about analytics. எந்த அளவுக்கு you are able to analyze the market, எந்த அளவுக்கு you are able to form conclusions, எந்த அளவுக்கு you are able to make decisions, இத மட்டும் தான் பாப்பாங்க. But now இதுக்கு அப்புறம் your soft skills also come into play. Strategy and operations and the further profiles under an MBA la, your soft skills, how well you manage a team, how well you coordinate within the team members, idalamu you will definitely learn it in your course. But more than that, what else is important na, in the skill set ungalku irukkan paathukonga. You should be ready for it. If you are a very, very individual worker, enak team e vena, as a single person enakku or task kodutha, if I take it up I'll do it very well, abdina you should consider finance and consulting. Okay, ena idukku appuram vandale it is becoming more and more interpersonal. Okay, so this is about strategy and operations. Strategy and operations, India le you have a lot of options. Of course you have abroad as well. Abroad la illa the options you have everything. In India, strategy and operations is yes one of the most sought after profiles. And coming to strategy and operations, India la NITI Mumbai is the best institute, not even IIMs. Their department of strategy and operations is the best in the country. Okay, so now coming to after strategy and operations, you have HR and then sales and marketing. இது ரெண்டு பத்தியுமே நீங்க நல்லாவே நிறைய கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க. Of course you would definitely know what the job type should be. HR involves human resources, anything connected to people. It could be recruitment, planning, it could be organizing, it could be anything inside a firm. All HR pati like na solla vendiya avasiyam illa, all of you would be knowing this. So anything connected to human resource planning. So that is a HR profile. So HR la da you need a lot of interaction with people. So HR is very, very interpersonal. So in the part please mind la vechukonga. Fine. And coming to sales and marketing, everyone is very, very familiar with these terms. But again, coming to sales and marketing, MBA, especially from a good B school, it is again done in a very, very professional way. It is not just done like just போயிட்டு ஒரு ப்ராடக்ட்டை வித்துட்டு வரணும். Yes, that is the eventually நீங்க அதான் பண்ணுவீங்க. End result அதுதான். But that's not the way you do. You do a lot of planning, you do a lot of analysis, you must do your PPTs and things like that. So அதெல்லாத்தையும் பண்ணிட்டு தான் you have to say why your product is worth it. So sales and marketing are just நம்ம நினைக்கிற மாதிரி கிடையாது once it goes to a management level. Okay, so please be aware of these things. And other than these, there are still a lot of MBA options, a lot of specialization options under an MBA. Now coming to overall, what I tried to cover up was finance, consulting, finance kulla some sectors, then strategy and operations, HR and sales and marketing. Probably the most sought after profiles under an MBA. So idhula edavadhu oru specialization la neenga MBA complete panningana definitely the degree will be worthwhile. Okay, and of course the name of the B school also matters a lot. Now any doubts regarding specializations under an MBA? Any questions on the specializations alone? BTech biotechnology அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா there will be some courses biotechக்கு ரிலேட்டடாக one of these specializations work out ஆகும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லவே முடியாது. It is a little bit based on your profile. Okay, what type of a person you are, உங்களுக்கு எந்த job type set ஆகும்னு please think about it. And then உங்க காலேஜ்ல what all activities you had taken up other than your academic. It could be co-curricular, extracurricular. Adala, if something is connected to one of the specializations I mentioned, that will be better. And maybe biotechnology solradunala what I can suggest is pharma based analytics, biotech based analytics nariya irukku. Bioinformatics is like growing up these days. Okay, and definitely that will have good future in India because healthcare and medicine sector is improving. At least it is on the rise. Adu pathina awareness nariya vandite irukku. So definitely pharma related analytics you can consider. Please do more research on that. I think you may find a related career. Yeah, definitely worth, but again depends on doing MBA in travel and tourism, right? Yes, it depends on what kind of a school you enter, B school you enter, because MBA la oru problem what I said were the major profiles under management. So இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் நீங்க rarer options எடுக்கிறப்போ what you should do is you should ensure நீங்க போற B school quality நல்லா இருக்கணும். Okay, the brand name is very, very important. So அதை எடுத்துட்டு if you can enter maybe travel tourism la, please analyze and try to find out which are the top 5 or 10 B schools. Tourism related கொடுக்கிற MBA கொடுக்கிற places in India ன்னு எடுத்துக்கோங்க. Take in India top 5. Maybe top 5 குள்ள உங்களுக்கு one of the places if you land up, then that will be a good career option for you. Okay, and like again rarer options எடுக்கும்போது it is also a little more risky. Okay, கொஞ்சம் you have to wait, your growth may be a little slow. So ஓரளவுக்கு அங்க வந்து you are doing it partly because of your passion அப்படிங்கிற ரீசனும் உள்ள வர மாதிரி இருக்கும். It's not only in a career growth oriented way. Half of it you like it so you are doing it. அந்த பேலன்ஸ் நீங்க கொண்டு வர மாதிரி இருக்கும். Okay, so specializations pati, these were the things I wanted to talk about. So before deciding on taking up an MBA, my major suggestion is MBA la irukra specializations pati nalla analyze pannunga. Please have a good reason behind doing an MBA. Do not say I want to do an MBA because it gives me career growth. Just on the general reasons ah kodukadinga. Let your reasons be more specific. Okay? Now, coming to what all B schools you can look at and what all examinations you can look at. Okay, because these days like most of the recruitment process and most of the admission process to post graduations competitive exams results based பண்ணி தான் இருக்கு. கரெக்ட்டா? So coming to these, can you tell me the most common exams that you can take that will fetch you an MBA admission, being in India? India, abroad, say ninga sollala. Which is the most popular exam? Of course, the CAT exam, right? Then after CAT, ennenalla good options. XAT, Xavier Aptitude Test, that is quite popular. Then both in India and global options kudukra madri. GMAT, definitely you have GMAT as a very good option. Munadi GMAT vande like 5 years back, GMAT accepting institutes were only abroad or ISB Hyderabad nirnade. But now a lot of institutes in India have started accepting GMAT scores as well. So my suggestion is, if you are going to do an MBA on a very competitive basis, panna nalla place la dhaan pannuven அப்படின்ற target oda irukingana, please look into CAT and GMAT. Okay, அந்த ரெண்டு எக்ஸாம்ஸ்க்கு தேவையான preparation கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமா ரெடி பண்ணுங்க, and please read much more about these two exams. Okay, then other than CAT, GMAT, yes, the next most maybe in terms of difficulty in பாத்தீங்கன்னா XAT, as I said, Xavier Aptitude Test. Okay, மெயினா வந்து XLRI, Xavier Learning Research Institute, அந்த இன்ஸ்டிடியூட்காக ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணது. they are conducting this exam, but XLRI score, XAT scores are also accepted by a lot of other institutes. One such institute accepting XAT scores in Chennai itself is Laila Institute of Business Administration. Okay, LIBA Chennai, they accept XAT scores as well. Yes, after these, SNAP, Symbiosis National Aptitude for SIBM Pune and other related institutes under Symbiosis Institutes ke. So Symbiosis Institute of Business Management Pune, that is the head institute. Avanga conduct pandra exam da, it is SNAP. Okay, so you should target these exams if you want a very competitive MBA. Then other than these CAT, GMAT, XAT, SNAP, idella thavara, there are quite a few common exams which are conducted by some councils in India. Okay, for example, the CMAT exam. Okay, CMAT exam kandipa target pannunga. CMAT, then Management Aptitude Test. Okay, MAT, just MAT. The CMAT and MAT are different. These ones, I'll also give you information about when those exams are conducted. Okay, when and application process and how the other things work out. Adume na solren. So coming to this, you have CMAT, MAT, and of course you have one more exam, NMAT. NMAT is also very, very popular. Okay, Narsi Munji Aptitude Test. Okay, that is NMAT. NMIMS in Mumbai. It is for them that this exam, it is by them that this exam has started getting conducted. But again, NMAT live mein, there are a lot of institutes that started accepting NMAT scores also. Okay, so of course difficulty level aduketa mari ungaloda entry into an MBA, neenga enga poi MBA join panneenga, it gets affected. But I would say please have a look at all these exams. Idu ellame nalla options are you can consider. Okay, yes, now coming to what all skill sets you need to have and you need to get yourself ready with. Okay, so உங்களுக்கே தெரியும், the common areas where all they test in the exams எல்லாமே, we will just look at all these exams as a whole. என்னென்னலாம் டெஸ்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க? So the first thing they will test you on is, there are 3 to 4 areas which are very, very common in all these exam papers. Okay, yeah, can you name them? Yeah, mental ability, yeah, which is nothing but quantitative ability. First thing, quantitative ability. Unga numerical skills kandipa test பண்ணுவாங்க, which is nothing but your high school mathematics and a little bit of higher secondary. Okay, high school and higher secondary mathematics kandipa தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும். ஏன் எக்ஸாம்ஸ் இதை டெஸ்ட் பண்றாங்க அப்படின்னு கேட்டிங்கன்னா, you have a lot of subjects inside your MBA. Okay, you will have a little bit of accounting. Okay, accounting definitely involves math, we all know it. Apra you have a lot of statistics and probability analysis. Okay, in the chapters you have papers in your MBA for these. And these days we just don't talk and get things done after MBA. அதாவது சரி நான் படிக்கிறேன் MBA ஃபைன், அதுக்கப்புறமும் எனக்கு எங்கே யூஸ் ஆகும் அப்படின்னா, you have to prove using results, you have to validate things using results. So அதுக்கு you need calculations. Okay, so அந்த விஷயத்தில் உங்களுக்கு எந்த அளவுக்கு மேத் ஸ்கில்ஸ் தெரியுதுங்கிறது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியம். So the more your math skills are, definitely you have a lot of options in future after your graduation, post graduation, anything. Okay, so எதையுமே நீங்கள் இன்னும் ப்ரொஃபஷ்னலாக பண்ணலாம், இன்னும் அனாலிசிஸ் பண்ணி நம்பர்ஸாக காமிச்சிங்கன்னா, ஸ்டாட்டிஸ்டிக்ஸாக ரெக்கார்ட்ஸாக காமிச்சிங்கன்னா அதுக்கான வேல்யூ இஸ் டெஃபினெட்லி a little higher, especially when it comes to management related careers. So அதனால கண்டிப்பாக any exam will definitely test you on quantitative ability, no doubt about it. Okay, then இதுக்கப்புறம் your English language skills. Your English language skills will definitely be tested. Most of the exams la idha dhaan verbal ability nu or section ah taranga. Okay, you have to develop your skills on verbal ability. Seri verbal ability ku kizha enna varum appadina, math ku it was easy for me to tell you, it is not really connected much to your graduation. Graduation la math padichirundha dhaan இந்த exams attend பண்ண முடியும்னு கிடையாது. High school and higher secondary la math irundale adu related ave you can make it. Okay, but coming to English, it is not exactly the way you studied in schools. Okay, English questions varra vidame inga vandu romba different ah irukum. Okay, some common areas they test you on English அப்படினு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, simple grammar and vocabulary கண்டிப்பா டெஸ்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க. Fine, grammar and vocabulary ன்னு பாக்கும்போது, grammar yes you had it in your high school, vocabulary also you had it in your high school, higher secondary, but இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் you may have to develop, which is possible. இந்த அளவுக்கு possible. இதெல்லாம் தவிர இப்போ verbal abilityல under the English language, the major tests are on aspects such as reading comprehension and critical reasoning. இது ரெண்டுமே they are getting more and more popular these days. Both reading comprehension and critical reasoning. That is, they'll give you a big passage, big article. Mostly news articles or articles from blogs. இந்த மாதிரி கொடுத்துட்டு அதை எந்த அளவுக்கு நீங்கள் இன்டர்பிரேட் பண்ணுறீங்கன்னு டெஸ்ட் பண்ணுறாங்க. ஓகே, இது எதுக்குன்னு கேட்டிங்கன்னா, லைக் போக போக ஒன்ஸ் யூ ஆர் இன் டு யுவர் ஜாப், யூ வில் பி கிவன் சம் நியூஸ், யூ ஹாவ் டு ஃபாலோ நியூஸ் அண்ட் மேக் குட் டெசிஷன்ஸ், ரைட்? ஸோ அண்ட் ரீடிங் காம்ப்ரிஹென்ஷன் இதை முடிச்சுட்டு ஆர் கனெக்டட் டு தட் கிரிட்டிக்கல் ரீசனிங் உங்களுக்கு எங்கே வருதுன்னா, யூ ஹாவ் டு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் வாட் ஆர் தி அசம்ஷன்ஸ் பிஹைண்ட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸ் given by people. ஓகே, நீங்கள் ஜென்ரல் நியூஸில் கூட பார்க்கலாம், யாராவது ஏதாவது சொல்கிறாங்கன்னா தே வில் ஹாவ் அ லாட் ஆஃப் திங்ஸ் இன் தேர் மைண்ட், ரைட்? அதில் என்னென்னலாம் இருக்கலாம், அந்த மாதிரி அசம்ஷன்ஸ் யூ ஷுட் நோ. அண்ட் ஆஸ் அ ரீடர், ஆஸ் த லிசனர், ஆஸ் த ரிசீவர், ஆஸ் தி ஆடியன்ஸ், நீங்கள் என்ன இன்ஃபர் பண்ணுறீங்க, வாட் யூ கேன் கன்க்ளூட் ஃப்ரம் வாட் ஐ சே, தட் இஸ் மோர் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். அதனால தான் கிரிட்டிக்கல் ரீசனிங்க்கு கீழே தே டெஸ்ட் யூ அ லாட் ஆன் அசம்ஷன்ஸ், இன்ஃபரன்சஸ், கன்க்ளூஷன்ஸ், இந்த மாதிரி கொஸ்டின்ஸ். ஓகே, I would like to talk about what exactly you should expect in an exam, in the competitive exam. So on the parts I am trying to cover up now. So in the critical reasoning aspects, nalla prepare panikonga. You have to get yourselves ready for this. And of course, as I said, reading comprehension is more common. Reading comprehension kandipa varum. You have to get yourselves ready on this. So major part in the vishayam. Idallaan da English language learning la you have to improve. Okay, they were very less in our school days. So இப்போ that is one reason competitive exams English is increasingly tricky. ஓகே, நமக்கு எப்படி தெரியும்னா, இங்கிலீஷ் தானே, நம்ம சின்ன வயசுலேருந்து இங்கிலீஷ் மீடியம் ஸ்கூலில் தானே படித்தோம், ஆர் இங்கிலீஷ் எனிவே லாங்குவேஜாக இருக்கா, ஐவ் ஸ்கோர்ட் so much in my 10th 12th standards, அப்படி தான் இருக்கும். பட் that is not enough at all. That is no way connected to the questions you will face in the exams. Okay, and as you prepare உங்களுக்கு தெரிய வந்துடும். நீங்கள் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிங்கனாலே உங்களுக்கு கண்டிப்பாக தெரிய வந்துடும் இந்த விஷயம். Okay, then you will start finding ways to learn verbal ability the right way. Okay, now after English, in fact a little bit of English is still pending, and the part ko na varen, I'll just come next to it. After English there is one more, math and English kadutadu the biggest area tested will be on logical reasoning. Yes, do we have logical reasoning in all sorts of competitive exams these days? Yes, kandipa irukku. Most of the logical reasoning is connected to something you may require in your job. That is one thing. லாஜிக்கல் ரீசனிங்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு சில டாபிக்ஸ் எஸ்பெஷலி சம்திங் லைக் கிளாக் ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் ஆர் பிளட் ரிலேஷன் ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் எல்லாம் படிக்கும்போது இதெல்லாம் எதுக்கு படிக்க போகிறோம், இதெல்லாம் எப்படி எனக்கு MBAல வரப்போகுது, why is an MBA entrance exam test having these questions அப்படின்ற மாதிரி இருக்கும். Okay, but that's not exactly the case. There will be some time you will require it. Okay, I don't want to go into specific topics, but generally பார்த்தீங்கன்னா reasoning skills உங்களுக்கு இருக்குங்கிறத தெரிஞ்சாகணும். Only then institutes are willing to offer you the MBA degree. Okay, reasoning skills illama nothing else will work. Okay, especially once you are into management, you cannot say already irukra template mattu na use panni I will lead a team and I will get the job done. Okay, you cannot have such an attitude now anymore. Management career neenga think pandringa nale that is not enough. Okay, maybe in other sorts of jobs yes. So adnala ungalku and thinking ability iruka அப்படிங்கறத கண்டிப்பா டெஸ்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க. So you have to develop your logical reasoning skills by a very good extent. Okay, and math and English I was able to say you had a little bit of it in your high school and higher secondary. Logical reasoning or subject school level la kadaive kadayadu. These days there are some schools, both government and private schools, taking a little bit of initiative to give reasoning classes to the children, school children level like especially or high school vandita taranga, and there are institutes that offer reasoning programs to school kids. And the reasoning is slowly getting popular. Overall intention எப்படினா quite a few years down the line அவங்களுக்கு தேவைப்படலாம், அதுக்கு ரெடி பண்ணிக்கிறோம். Or anyway this is a good skill set, useful இருக்குன்ற aspectல. But considering that people taking today are already in their 20s, age group 20s la வந்துட்டாங்க அப்படின்றப்போ 10 years back, 5 years back or quite a few years back கண்டிப்பா இந்த இவ்ளோ facilities இல்ல, இவ்ளோ awarenessே கிடையாது for logical reasoning. Okay, it was just done as a pastime. Okay, it was done as a hobby, that too only by the interested people, right? So அப்படி இருக்கிறதுனால logical reasoning அது தனியா prepare பண்ண வேண்டிய நிலைமைக்கு வந்திருக்கும். We all have come to that state, but now we don't have a choice. We have to sit, prepare and then attend these questions wisely. So logical reasoning vanda aprom what I would like to say is even these comprehension questions, getting back to English now, comprehension questions are becoming more and more logical. Okay, like 10 years back if you take a competitive exam paper and adoda reading comprehension eduthu pathina, and last year vanda one of the competitive exams oda comprehension paper eduthu pathina, the way they ask you questions has changed a lot. Munadi it was more literature, science, other related ana questions where knowledge played a bigger role. உங்களோட எக்ஸிஸ்டிங் நாலேஜ்க்கு நிறைய டெஸ்ட் முன்னாடி இருந்தது, லைக் 10 years பேக் ஆர் 7-8 years பேக் வரைக்கும். லாஸ்ட் 2-3 yearsல இங்கிலீஷ்ல கேட்குற கொஸ்டின்ஸ் கூட லாஜிக்கலி இஃப் அ பர்சன் இஸ் சவுண்ட் த பர்சன் வில் பி ஏபிள் டு ஆன்சர் த கொஸ்டின்ஸ்ன மாதிரி இருக்கு. யூ டோன்ட் நீட் டு பி அ ப்ரொஃபஷனல் இங்கிலீஷ் பர்சன். யூ டு நாட் நீட் அன் இங்கிலீஷ் லிட்ரேச்சர் டிகிரி டு பி குட் அட் இங்கிலீஷ், எஸ்பெஷலி இந்த மேனேஜ்மெண்ட்க்கு தேவையான இங்கிலீஷ். Okay, this has been clearly understood from the way questions have been asked in English section of exams. So in the English one more point I would like to mention is paragraph jumbles. So this was one thing I missed and I wanted to keep in mind. Logical reasoning oda connect pananunta. Okay, paragraph jumbling is of course a way of asking you questions in English. avladhaan ஒரு பெரிய paragraph இருக்கும், mostly ஏதாவது ஒரு ஆர்டிக்கல்ல ஆல்ரெடி பப்ளிஷ் ஆன ஒரு paragraph தான் இருக்கும், 5 to 6 statements. First one last one கொடுத்துருவாங்க or கொடுக்காம கூட இருப்பாங்க depending on the toughness of the exam. They'll just write 1 2 3 4 5 and mark sentences. நீங்க அதை படிச்சுட்டு you will have very limited time. Okay, please keep that in mind. அதை படிச்சுட்டு what you have to do is you should say எந்த ஆர்டர்ல அரேஞ்ச் பண்ணா it makes a proper paragraph. Okay, yes this is English, but இதுல உங்களோட எந்த skills நிறைய டெஸ்ட் பண்றாங்க, is it English or reasoning? In my opinion it is a bit more of reasoning than English. Okay, because you should know ஒரு sentence இப்படி end ஆச்சுன்னா அடுத்த ஸ்டார்ட் இப்படி தான் இருக்கணும், கரெக்டா? That is not just English, that is not vocabulary or grammar alone, it is even more than that, correct? உங்க thinking நல்லாவே டெஸ்ட் பண்றாங்க. அது வந்து it is evident not only in reasoning, even in other sections. Even mathலே பார்த்திருந்தீங்கன்னா quantitative ability ல you will be able to find a lot of videos on YouTube that says shortcuts, how to solve a problem in 5 seconds, 10 seconds, how to develop ஒரு சின்ன ஃபார்முலா கொடுத்துட்டு இதை அப்ளை பண்ணுங்க ஆன்சர் வந்துடும் அப்படின்வாங்க. மேபி நம்ம அதோட அந்த ஃபார்முலாவோட ஃபண்டமெண்டல்ஸ்க்கு போய் பார்த்துருக்க மாட்டோம், பட் நமக்கு என்ன தெரியும் ஃபாஸ்ட்டாக சால்வ் பண்ண முடியுது. ஸோ தே டாக் அபவுட் லாஜிக் எவ்ரிவேர் தீஸ் டேஸ். So please understand the importance of reasoning in any competitive exam and especially in management related competitive exams. Reasoning ku naraya importance kodunga. Don't look at it as just another section in an exam. Okay? This is something I would really like to stress when it comes to logical reasoning. Okay? Then one more part which is more or less a subsidiary part in the lower exams, but CAT or GMAT level exams ku one important, or ZAT madri exams ku important part is data interpretation. Data interpretation garde, it is just math, nothing else. Math tavara vera edume kadayadu. Maybe of course, as I said, logical math adla sendu varum. But data interpretation part, simple arithmetic parts of math da, but adu neenga endha alavukku enhance pandringa. How good you are in working with numbers. Ida kandipa test பண்ணுவாங்க because in your management career, neenga statistical analysis nariya pananum. So you will have questions given a table, tabular form of data, a bar chart, a pie chart. இந்த மாதிரி நம்பர்ஸா நிறைய கொடுத்துட்டு அதை குயிக்கா ப்ராசஸ் பண்றீங்களா? அதை வச்சே ஒரு கொஸ்டின் கேட்டா உங்களால ஆன்சர் பண்ண முடியுதா? இதை டெஸ்ட் பண்றது தான் டேட்டா இன்டர்பிரிட்டேஷன். யூ வில் பி ஓவர்லோடட் வித் டேட்டா. ஓகே, நீங்க அதுல இருக்கிற ஒவ்வொரு நம்பரையும் படிச்சு மைண்ட்ல ஏத்திட்டு ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கணும்னு அவசியமே கிடையாது. அவங்க கேட்கிற கொஸ்டின் ஆன் த ஸ்பாட், கேன் யூ திங்க் ஆன் யோர் ஃபீட் அண்ட் ஆன்சர் குவிக்லி. This is what you will be tested on when it comes to data interpretation. Is that clear? So, major areas in any competitive exam, kandipa irukkakoodiya areas na these four. Okay, quantitative ability, English language or as I say verbal ability, then logical reasoning and data interpretation. These are the four areas neenga kandipa thorough panniye aganum. Clear? Then other than these, sila exams where ennalam test pandranga. General awareness, general knowledge, current affairs. I mean, a mix of all this. Okay, mostly current affairs, general knowledge, and everything. This ellathilendum questions. They are this is a separate section present in a few exams. Okay, for example, this is present in SNAP. This is present in IFT, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, Delhi. They conduct a separate entrance exam. So, in all these, you definitely have to learn general awareness separately. ஸோ நீங்கள் என்ன தான் ஒரு காம்படிட்டிவ் எக்ஸாமுக்கு ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணாலும் ஜென்ரல் அவேர்னஸ்க்குன்னு தனியாக படிக்க வேணாம். யூ ஜஸ்ட் கீப் ஃபாலோயிங் நியூஸ் எவ்ரி டே ஆன் அ டெய்லி பேசிஸ். கண்டிப்பாக யுவர் ஜென்ரல் அவேர்னஸ் வில் இம்ப்ரூவ். ஜென்ரல் அவேர்னஸ் அண்ட் நாலேஜ் ஆன் கரண்ட் அஃபேர்ஸ் வில் இம்ப்ரூவ். Okay, or maybe sometimes some students do not follow general awareness thinking நான் எழுதுகிற எக்ஸாமில் அந்த செக்ஷன் இல்லை. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் CAT exam and GMAT exams general awareness தேவையில்லை. To clear the exam, there is no section called general awareness. But அதுக்காக they do not follow news at all. அவங்களுக்கு தேவையான அந்த math, English மட்டும் படிச்சுட்டு விட்டுருவாங்க. Maybe that will not help you in the long run. Exam clear பண்ற வரைக்கும் okay. But one more thing, I've just been talking about exams. Exam முடிஞ்சு you have your admission process. You have written analysis, you have group discussion, interviews, right? So அதுக்கெல்லாம் கண்டிப்பா ஒரு ஜெனரல் நாலேஜ் இல்லாம you cannot face them easily. Okay, so general awareness skills கண்டிப்பா டெவலப் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. Fine. Now these are the sections I would like to talk about when it comes to competitive exams, especially management related competitive exams. And இதை தவிர இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் ஸ்பெசிஃபிக்காக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ZAT alone has a section called decision making. So அந்த மாதிரி there are some specialized sections, 1 or 2 sections. இப்போ ஸ்னாப்போட இன்டர்வியூ ப்ராசஸில் ஆஃப்டர் த ரிட்டன் டெஸ்ட் there is something called group exercise. Okay, இந்த மாதிரி things you have to be very specific. அந்த இன்ஸ்டிடியூட் போறீங்க, அதை எழுத போறீங்க, அந்த ப்ராசஸ் if you are going to take over, அதுக்கான ப்ரிப்பரேஷனை நீங்கள் கொஞ்சம் எக்ஸ்ட்ரா பண்ணி தான் ஆகணும். Okay, the ones I said are the most general ones. Okay, now coming to these exams, how should we prepare? Then when should we start planning for these? Correct? Now these are the things necessary. You must be knowing, let's start with the CAT exam. When is the CAT 2017 happening? Any idea? CAT 2017. November 26th, the next Sunday. Exactly 7 days from now, we have the CAT exam happening. Okay, Munadi CAT used to happen on a lot of days as a window, October 20 to November 10 and the madri irukum. Now it's happening only on one day a year, morning and afternoon. Avladhan. So next year also, let us say CAT 2018 November or December window la nadakudunu vechikalam. So right now if you want to take a decision on management, which means unga admission vandu 19 summer la it will start. 2019 summer la if you want it to start, this would be the ideal time to start preparing for CAT. CAT ne start pannunga, that will pretty much cover everything because of the difficulty level. Okay, if you are ready for CAT, definitely other exams easy ave pannuvinga. Yes, as I said, on the specific sections ku konja differences irukku. For here and there you have some glitches that have to be sorted out. Matta exams um sethu பண்ணும்போது. But overall, if you do preparation for CAT, that will cover a lot of other exams. Okay, so 2019 summer yarkala venumo, you have enough time to prepare, but of course don't be lethargic on that. Seekrama start preparing on that. Just ensure ella exams um cover pandra nalla opportunity ungalku ippave kedaikum if you are targeting 2019 summer, May or June time la pora madri. Okay, in case you want to go even earlier, 2018 summer la pono, that is, let's say 8 months later, 8 months from now, you should have joined an MBA program. Abdi irukingana, you still have some options. Just one thing, on the competitive exams la, you have already missed out on half of them, and the remaining exams maybe you have limited time to prepare. Okay, now let's start with, as I said, the timing of the exams. CAT exam these days, it has a big history, but these days ne pathina November or December of every year. That is the time in which the CAT exam happens, just one day, either morning or evening. It's a 3-hour exam. Okay, idukku neenga ready panikno. And the sections under the CAT specifica pathina, you have verbal ability along with, of course, reading comprehension as a single section, data interpretation and logical reasoning sethu oru section, then you have quantitative ability. These are the 3 sections, one each for 1 hour, and then you have 3 hours in total. Okay, exam nu pathina ivladha. Idukapra idoda results base panni you will get the further processes. Then coming to the GMAT exam. Okay, GMAT, as I said, neenga abroad porthukkum useful, plus in India some B schools accept GMAT scores. Okay, and some other points I would like to mention about GMAT nu pathina, even in IIMs PGP executive programs nu onnu irukku, not for undergraduates currently. Once you are working, you want to do a PGP X program, job quit pannama weekends la mattum classes attend panni, you still want to get your MBA degree done, executive MBA. Adu even for IIMs your GMAT scores are accepted. So GMAT is a good exam, very good exam, through which you can enter a lot of good B schools and good enough programs in India. Okay, if not the regular 2-year management program. Okay, so this is something I would like to say about GMAT. Coming to the sections under GMAT. Under GMAT pathina ungalku 4 section irukku. Okay, one is the major 2 are your verbal ability and quantitative ability. Okay, in the quantitative ability ku kizhe you may have a little bit of data interpretation, as I said, if needed. Then idha thavara there is something called AWA, analytical written assessment. Okay, so that you have to prepare for it. And then you have something called integrated reasoning. Okay, GMAT, why GMAT stands apart, why GMAT is very, very unique compared to all other exams in India and pathina. One, GMAT is conducted by GMAC, Graduate Management Admission Council, from abroad, not from India, and it's a computer adaptive test. Online tests la mattume there are 2 types of tests. One is a computer adaptive test, innonu computer based test. Okay, does anyone have an idea on what an adaptive test is? Computer adaptive test endradhukku meaning, it just means the computer itself adapts to your answers and then frames question accordingly. If not frames, or a list of questions irukum, neenga eppadi answer pandringa, neenga correct answer panna you will get tougher questions. Okay, and neenga wrong answer panna the questions will start getting easier. Okay, already several years this is happening. India, it is getting very, very popular only in the last few years. Okay. Now, any other exam, not always a management career related exam, which is also computer adaptive? It is GRE. GRE exam is also computer adaptive. Neenga questions answer பண்றதுக்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி தான் உங்களுக்கு அடுத்த questionே வரும். Maybe the first question will start on a very moderate basis or on an easy basis. You have to keep answering questions. But definitely, ungaloda target, you have to get all questions right. Appada your final score will be quite high. Okay. So in the adaptive exams, please ensure your preparation is in a very different way. You don't have the option to look at the entire question paper. At a time, ungalku oru question da varum. You have to answer it so that you go to the next question. Okay, so adukku neenga ready ah irukanum. So that is definitely very, very different from the paper pen based test we have been taking all these years. Ida kandipa mind la vechukonga if you are targeting GMAT. Okay. Now, as I said, maybe GMAT, since we are into GMAT, now GMAT or the structure, I'll finish it off. Your analytical return, AWA, and integrated reasoning. These two are for half an hour each. So analytical return assessment is nothing but essay writing. Or a topic irukkum, you have to write an essay on it. Okay, that is for half an hour. Adukku you have a separate scoring. Some institutes, on the scoring which they do not consider your admissions. Nariya institutes, they require only your actual GMAT score. Okay, which is on quantitative ability and verbal ability. அது ரெண்டும் சேர்த்து 800க்கு உங்களுக்கு ஒரு ஸ்கோர் வரும் out of 800, where the minimum is 200. Minimum 200 is granted. 200 is not counted as a score at all, as a qualifying score at all. Maybe the lowest case, I'll say around 550, 600 lende you can start getting decent admissions. But kandipa even they are not good targets for us. 700 is considered a good GMAT score. And 750 is considered an excellent GMAT score. 750 or more on 800. Okay. So, உங்களுக்கு score அதுவே normalize பண்ணி வரும். So, score வந்த அப்புறம் you cannot do anything about it. You can't even know how you got that score. எத்தனை correct, எத்தனை wrong, அவ்வளோ டீட்டெயிலிங்லாம் உங்களுக்கு கிடைக்காது. You will just, உங்களுக்கு ஒரு feel கிடைக்கும் whether you have done it well or not, then you will get a score at the end. That's it. So, coming to this part of GMAT, these two sections, math and English சேர்த்து, it's for 800. இதை தவிர, you will get just a score for your essay writing and integrated reasoning. Okay, integrated reasoning garde data interpretation and logical reasoning put together. Okay, kittathetta and the CAT la vara one of the sections madri da. So these two put together is your integrated reasoning. But GMAT la enna advantage nu pathina, abroad la the core mathematics importance India la irukra alavukku kedaiyadu. Okay, anga vandu ரொம்ப practical math, ரொம்ப application oriented mathematics க்கு தான் they give you. So probably நீங்க management குள்ள போனப்புறம் நீங்க என்ன மாதிரி டேட்டாவை நிஜமாவே அனலைஸ் பண்ணுவீங்களோ அதை அப்படியே காட்டுவாங்க. Such only those kinds of questions are more popular under those sections. Okay, so GMAT உங்க preparation mode ரொம்ப practical ஆ இருக்கும். Okay, that way it's a little different as well. வெறும் knowledge வச்சு you cannot answer. Just formula, rules, in the rules based பண்ணி answer அப்படின்ற அளவுக்கு it's not easy. Okay, so அந்த application oriented learning க்கு prepare பண்ணிக்கோங்க, especially if you are targeting GMAT, and yes, be ready to face these sections. Then coming to CAT, maybe CAT we should have done first, but fine. Coming to CAT, இப்போ இருக்கிற CAT pattern பாத்தீங்கன்னா, first you will have your, it's an exam for 3 hours, as I told you. The first section is verbal ability and reading comprehension, which is for 1 hour. Okay, the current pattern is you are having 34 questions under that. Okay, 2015 la there was a major change in the CAT pattern and CAT structure. Okay, 2015 la da in fact CAT will happen only 1 day in a year அப்படின்ற rule வந்தது, அங்க இருந்தா ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணாங்க. So adula you have 34 questions under verbal, adukapra 32 questions under data interpretation and logical reasoning. Okay, data interpretation and logical reasoning la innonu pathina, it is mostly 99% those questions occur as passages. ஓகே, இண்டிவிஜுவல் கொஸ்டின்ஸாக கேட்கறது கிடையாது. ஒரே ஒரு கொஸ்டின் அப்படின்னா நம்ம ஏதாவது பண்ணி யூ கேன் ஹாவ் சம் ஷார்ட்கட்ஸ், இன்ஃபேக்ட் கொஞ்சம் ஓரளவுக்கு மெமரைஸ் பண்ணி கொஞ்சம் ரோட் மெமரியிலேருந்து எடுத்து கூட யூ கேன் ஆன்சர் சம் கொஸ்டின்ஸ், யூ கேன் சம்ஹவ் ஸ்க்ரேப் த்ரூ த செக்ஷன். ஓகே, பட் இந்த பேசேஜ்னு வரும்போது உங்களுக்கு அந்த வைடாக திங்க் பண்ணுற நாலேஜ் நீங்கள் டெவலப் பண்ணியே ஆகணும். ஓகே, ஒரு பிக் டேட்டா கொடுத்துருவாங்க, ஒரு பிக் பேராகிராஃப் கொடுத்துருவாங்க, அதை பார்த்து அதுலேருந்து நிறைய இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் இருக்கும். யூ ஷுட் நோ வாட் டு பிக், வாட் நாட் டு பிக், எது ரெலவெண்ட் எது தேவையில்லை எடுத்து யூ ஷுட் ஃபார்ம் அ லாட் ஆஃப் ரிசல்ட்ஸ். அதை வச்சு ஒரு 4 கொஸ்டின் கேட்பாங்க. ஸோ ஃபார் அ லாட் ஆஃப் இயர்ஸ், எஸ்பெஷலி 15 and 16, most expected next week also 17 May, we are expecting 8 different passages with 4 questions each, which means 32 questions in data interpretation and logical reasoning section. Is that clear? After this is for 1 hour again. Idukapram you are having your quantitative ability, which is nothing but your math or aptitude. So idhula you have again 34 questions. So ninga total panni pathina you will be facing 100 questions in 3 hours. 34, 32 and 34, which is 100 questions in 3 hours. And quantitative ability la most of them are individual questions. Most of them are individual. Taniya oru question, one question at a time na da ninga paakano from various topics. Adula yes, if you go deep into CAT exam analysis, you will find out in the topic romba strong ah irukku, idhula nariya questions varudhu, idhula kammiya varudhu. And the analysis you can definitely do once you are very interested in taking up the CAT exam. Now CAT mudinja appuram, how is the admission process? Okay, which are the biggest institutes, the best institutes, best group of institutions in India which accept CAT scores for an MBA? Everyone knows this. It should be the IIMs. It should be the IIMs. And IIMs la consistent at the top level irukra IIMs, Ahmedabad, IIM Ahmedabad. And of course very famously they say IIM ABC, IIMs at Ahmedabad, Bangalore and Calcutta, right? In fact, according to the latest global surveys, IIMs la இந்த 3 IIMs மட்டும்தான் கன்சிஸ்டண்டா டாப் 50 in the world ல இருக்கு. Okay, IIM Ahmedabad ranks in the top 30, around 27th or something. கொஞ்சம் there will be a change in ratings by different rating agencies, but top 50 la these 3, and there is one more institute in India, which is, any idea? ISB Hyderabad. Okay, ISB Hyderabad, Indian School of Business, and IIM ABC, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta. Globally top 50 la irukkudiya only 4 Indian institutes. Okay, top 100 edthingana innor extra 2-3 institutes will come in. Okay, but please understand these are the only institutes. So definitely it's a very big privilege doing an MBA, doing your PGP programs in one of these 4 institutes. Okay, now let me come back to the CAT process. CAT process edthingana, after this exam you will have your percentile scores. Okay, scores vandu rank basis or mark basis la kadayadu in your CAT exam. You will get to know a percentile. For example, if I say 95 percentile in math na, CAT exam takers la 95% people oda neenga nariya vaangirkeenga. That is how even your cutoffs are calculated. Ipo IMB will set a cutoff of, let's say, 99 percentile. 99 percentile neenga eduthingana, you will get the next call, the call for the next process. So adukaprom what all you have to get yourself ready abdina, WAT, which is written analysis test, then group discussion, then PI, personal interview. Idu moonu da most common processes. Now sila IIMs la you have written analysis and personal interview, and you have different combinations. இந்த மூணுமே தேவைன்னு கிடையாது, but ஒவ்வொரு இன்ஸ்டிடியூட்டோட ப்ராசஸ் கேத்த மாதிரி you will have to prepare for these ones: written analysis test, WAT, group discussion, which is GD, and PI, personal interview. Clear? So இது மூணுமே வந்து they will be done at a very high level. So in the written analysis test க்கு கண்டிப்பா, as I said, உங்களோட general awareness preparation will be very helpful. CAT examல பாத்தீங்கன்னா you don't really have general awareness, correct? But நீங்க அங்க படிக்கிற general awareness கண்டிப்பா இங்க உங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப ரொம்ப யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும். Okay, and written analysis க்கு what all topics you need to follow. இன்னைக்கு மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் கெரியருக்கு என்னென்னலாம் தேவை அது எல்லாமே you have to follow. Okay, especially business, science and technology, economy, These are the major things you need to follow. இதை வச்சு any kind of news in India and abroad, okay, whatever news is coming up, okay, especially in newspapers, famous blogs, professional blogs, இது எல்லாமே ஃபாலோ பண்ணுங்க. இதுக்கேற்ற நியூஸ், இது ரிலேட்டடான நியூஸ் keep following as much as possible. Okay. Now, coming to these CAT, GMAT, and of course other very closely connected exams, ZAT, SNAP madri exam pathina, how should you get your skill set ready? Idu vande one thing I would really like to talk about this, because நிறைய பேர் என்ன பண்றாங்க, they want to take MBA, they want to do an MBA. அதுக்கு they understand CAT is the best exam. CAT exam மூலமா clear பண்ணி போனாதான் they'll get the best B school, IIM-ல படிக்கலாம் அப்படின்ற ஒரு thought இருக்கு. So they just go start doing preparation for CAT. In very few months, sometimes even in very few weeks, people give up very, very easily. Okay? இதுக்கு main reason, their choice of taking up the CAT, அங்கதான் problem. The reason was not strong enough. Okay? This is one hiccup I face, because I've been taking year-long batches. Okay? ஒரு பேட்ச் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகிறப்போ இருந்த ஸ்ட்ரென்த் கேட் எக்ஸாமுக்கு 2 weeks முன்னாடி கண்டிப்பாக இருக்கிறது இல்லை. ஓகே, 50 people வச்சு ஓப்பன் பண்ண பேட்ச், ஐ end up seeing 3 or 4 students like 1 week before the CAT. இப்போ நேற்று ஈவினிங் there was a class I took for the next week's CAT. அதில் totally there were 7 students that turned up. Okay, but அதே batch started off with 35 or 40 people 6 months back. Okay, what is the reason? The main reason is on the way, during the course of their CAT preparation itself, people think this is not my area. தெரியாம வந்து ஜாயின் பண்ணிட்டேன், இது என்னோட கோர்ஸ் இல்லை இப்படின்றது, this is a very very big problem. ஸோ இதுக்கு தான் ஒரு எக்ஸாம் பற்றி நீங்களே அனலைஸ் பண்ணிட்டு ப்ளீஸ் ட்ரை டு ஜாயின் ஃபார் கிளாஸஸ் ஆர் இன்ஃபேக்ட் மென்டலி கெட்டிங் யுவர் செல்ஃப் ரெடி ஃபார் ப்ரிப்பரேஷன். இட்ஸ் நாட் ஜஸ்ட் அபவுட் கிளாஸஸ். உங்கள் ப்ரிப்பரேஷன் உங்களால் பண்ண முடியுமா முடியாதாங்கிறத கரெக்டாக அனலைஸ் பண்ணுங்க. ஓகே, அண்ட் ஒன் சஜஷன் ஃப்ரம் மீ இஸ், எவ்வளோக்கு எவ்வளோ நீங்களே ரிசர்ச் பண்ணி கண்டுபிடிக்கிறீங்களோ தட் இஸ் அ லிட்டில் பெட்டர் வித் த ரைட் கைடன்ஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ ரைட் என்னால் பண்ண முடியுமா அப்படின்னு ப்ளீஸ் டோன்ட் கோ அண்ட் ஆஸ்க் someone you do not know. Okay, just because நீங்கள் சில அட்வர்டைஸ்மெண்ட்ஸ் பார்க்கறதுனாலையோ, சில இன்ஸ்டிடியூட்ஸ் ஆர் லைக் வெரி ஃபேமஸ், ஐம் நாட் அகேன்ஸ்ட் ஆல் தோஸ், பட் ஐம் சேயிங் அவங்கக்கிட்டே போயிட்டு என்னால் கேட் பண்ண முடியுமா அப்படின்னு கேட்டால் கண்டிப்பாக பண்ண முடியும், நீங்கள் வாங்கன்னு தான் சொல்லுவாங்க. ஓகே, திஸ் இஸ் சம்திங் ஐ வுட் லைக் டு டெல் எவ்ரி ஒன் வெரி வெரி ஃப்ராங்க்லி. ஸோ பட் உங்களோட எக்ஸிஸ்டிங் ஸ்கில் செட் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியம். ஓகே, நாட் தட் யூ கேனாட் டெவலப். Okay, the major problem is people who did not have higher secondary mathematics background or degree la mathematics padikada people. Okay, because English பொறுத்த வரைக்கும், as I said, it's more general. English வந்து ஸ்கூல்ல இருக்கிற இங்கிலீஷ் தான் இங்கே வருதுன்னு அவசியம் இல்லைல்ல. ஸோ எவ்ரி ஒன் ஹேஸ் டு ப்ரிப்பேர் ஃபார் இங்கிலீஷ் ஆன் தேர் ஓன், அவங்க டிகிரி என்னவா இருந்தாலும். பட் தெர் இஸ் அ வெரி வெரி காமன் பிலீஃப் தட் இன்ஜினியரிங் படிச்சிருந்தா இல்லை மேத் அண்ட் சயின்ஸ் ரிலேட்டட் டிகிரிஸ் அண்டர் கிராஜுவேட்டில் பண்ணியிருந்தா CAT is easy. Okay, it's not that CAT is easy for those people. அவங்கெல்லாம் அந்த சப்ஜெக்ட்ல டச்ல இருக்கிறதுனால ஒரு டஃபர் திங் சொல்லி கொடுக்கும்போது they are able to grasp it a little faster. At least they are able to connect. ஆமா, இப்பதான் படிச்சேன், லைக் லாஸ்ட் இயர் தான் படிச்சேன், தேர்ட் இயர்ல ஒன் ஆஃப் த பேப்பர்ஸ்ல எனக்கு இது வந்தது, ஸோ ஐ கேன் கனெக்ட் அண்ட் லேர்ன் அப்படின்ற கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ் அவங்களுக்கு இருக்கு. அவ்வளவுதானே தவிர CATல டெஸ்ட் பண்ற திங்கிங் எபிலிட்டி nobody learnt it in their engineering degree. Okay, அந்த திங்கிங் எபிலிட்டி nobody learnt it exactly in their higher secondary mathematics. அந்த மாதிரி கிடையவே கிடையாது. So in the thought irundaduna, please take it out of your head. The main thing is you have to develop the thinking ability. You may be out of touch with mathematics, but adnala ungala match panna mudiyadun கிடையாது. Okay, but this is a very very major reason. What I find is especially CAT or GMAT, இந்த ரெண்டு எக்ஸாம்ஸ்க்குமே ப்ரிப்பரேஷனை ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிட்டு அதுக்கு தேவையான எக்ஸ்பென்சஸ், அதுக்கு தேவையான இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட் எல்லாத்தையும் பண்ண அப்புறம் in just 1 month or 2 months, people just think, okay, I don't think I'm fit for CAT. நான் ஏதோ மேத்ஸ் நான் படித்தா வந்துடும், சின்ன வயசில் படித்த ஃபார்முலான்னு நினச்சி வந்தேன், பட் இது நான் நினச்சதை விட ரொம்ப டஃப்பாக இருக்குது, ஸோ டெஃபினெட்லி ஐ எம் நாட் டூயிங் இட். இந்த ரிசர்ச்சை நீங்கள் அந்த ப்ரிப்பரேஷன் டெசிஷனுக்கு முன்னாடி எடுத்தீங்கன்னா you will be mentally a lot more stable. Okay, நீங்கள் வந்து ஒரு டெசிஷன் எடுத்து அதை தப்பாக எடுத்துட்டேனேன்னு ரெக்ரெட் பண்ணிவிட்டு all these things you can avoid. Okay, so this is one thing I would definitely tell you. This is why finally நான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண இடத்துக்கே திரும்ப போகிறேன். மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் கேரியர் எடுக்கிறீங்கன்னா நல்லா யோசிச்சுட்டு எடுங்க. ஓகே, எக்ஸாம்ஸ் என்னென்ன இருக்குது, அதுக்கு எந்த லெவல் ஆஃப் டிஃபிகல்ட்டியில் வருது, இந்த மாதிரியான தீஸ் டேஸ் யூ ஆல் ஹேவ் ஆக்சஸ் டு இன்டர்நெட், ரைட்? ஸோ ஈஸியாக நீங்கள் நிறைய பிளாக்ஸ், நிறைய ஃபோரம்ஸ், கோரா மாதிரி வெப்சைட்ஸ்லாம் வந்தாச்சு. யூ கேன் போஸ்ட் அ கொஸ்டின் அண்ட் யூ கெட் ஆன்சர்ஸ், ரைட்? நீங்கள் கேட்ட கொஸ்டினுக்கே ஆன்சர்ஸ் யாரோ பண்ணுற மாதிரிலாம் யூ ஹேவ் ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸ் தீஸ் டேஸ், right? And social media is very, very popular. So you can easily find out how tough an exam is from people who don't want to make use of you. Okay? ஒரு ஹெல்ப்பாக நீங்கள் கேட்டு தெரிஞ்சுக்கிற அளவுக்கு கைடன்ஸ் நிறைய பேர்கிட்டேருந்து இப்போ கிடைக்குது. ஸோ யங்ஸ்டர்ஸ் ப்ளீஸ் மேக் யூஸ் ஆஃப் தீஸ் திங்ஸ். நல்லா அனலைஸ் பண்ணிட்டு போங்க. டோன்ட் டேக் அ டெசிஷன் இன் அ ஹரி அண்ட் தென் லேட்டர்ஸே இதை நான் எடுத்திருக்க கூடாது, இதுக்கு பதிலாக நான் வேறு ஏதாவது பண்ணியிருக்கலாம், I could have spent my time in a better way, இல்லை வேறு எக்ஸாம் எழுதியிருக்கலாம், இந்த மாதிரி திங்ஸ் I would definitely tell you நல்லா பார்த்து டெசிஷன் எடுங்க. ப்ளீஸ் அனலைஸ் அ லாட் அபவுட் அன் எக்ஸாம் ஆல்சோ. ஒன் அபவுட் த கெரியர், அதை நான் ஸ்டார்டிங்கில் சொல்லிட்டேன். மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் கெரியரில் என்னென்ன இருக்குது, என்னென்ன தேவை, அது ஒரு பக்கம், தட் இஸ் ஆல்சோ டெஃபினெட்லி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். அண்ட் என்ன எக்ஸாம் வேணும், என்ன இன்ஸ்டிடியூட் வேணும், அண்ட் லைக் அந்த 2 years ஆஃப் யுவர் MBA லைஃப் எப்படி இருக்கும், இந்த அனாலிசிஸ் ப்ளீஸ் டூ அ லாட் ஆஃப் திஸ் பிஃபோர் மேக்கிங் அ சாய்ஸ். Okay, this is one point I would like to stress upon again and again. Now, okay, CAT and GMAT பத்தி this is the overall picture. Exams எப்படி இருக்கும், நீங்கள் என்னென்ன ரெடி பண்ணிக்கணும் அப்படின்றது இருக்கு. Maybe now I'll leave it to you. Any questions on exams preparation, especially management related exam preparation or any other information? Whatever I know, I can give you. How should be the preparation for quantitative ability? Okay. One, it depends on a lot of how much math you already know. Okay, நீங்க math எப்படி high school and higher secondary, especially ரொம்ப importance I will say 9th, 10th and 11th standard math. Okay, these days even for people with commerce backgrounds, there is a subject called mathematics. Business math nu irukku, adula general math nariya varudhu with just a little bit of business math to it. Okay, like 12th standard board exam commerce accounts people oda math papers pathina kuda 60% of it is general math. Aprama part B part C the last 40% mattum da accounts and idu related ah varudhu, account commerce related ah varudhu. So definitely I will say curriculum la CAT or GMAT syllabus oda most of them are covered. Most of the topics cover பண்ணிட்டாங்க. Okay, wherever you do math in 9th, 10th and 11th, at least 11th. Okay, so the major problem is அப்போ வந்து நம்ம வெறும் மார்க்ஸ்க்காக தான் படிச்சிருப்போம். அப்போ வந்து அந்த போர்டு எக்ஸாம் ஃபினிஷ் பண்ணி கிளியர் பண்ணா போதும் அப்படின்ற ஆங்கிளில் தான் படிச்சிருப்போம். We never really understood why we learned things. Okay, anyway, that was past. How you were when you were 15 or 16 or 17 years old, அதை இப்போ சேஞ்ச் பண்ண முடியாது. But now ஒரு இடம் you have to motivate yourself in getting back to being a school child. முதல்ல one problem as we grow up, we always start questioning more. இது ஏன் இப்படி இருக்கு, why should I learn it this way? இப்போ CAT எக்ஸாம்க்கு if I go tell someone you have to prepare math for 2 hours a day அப்படின்னு சொன்னா, இல்லை இந்த வாரம் போட்டோம் நான் சண்டேலேருந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுறேன். ஓகே, அந்த ஒரு காம்ப்ளசன்சி ஈஸியாக வர ஆரம்பிக்குது. ஓகே, அண்ட் வி ஸ்டாப் பிலீவிங் இன் ப்ராக்டிஸ் ஆர் வி ஸ்டாப் பிலீவிங் இன் ஹார்ட் ஒர்க். இதே ஒரு ஸ்கூல் சைல்டு கிட்ட இப்படி இருக்காது. ஸ்கூல் சைல்டு கிட்ட ஹோம் ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு வா அப்படின்னா அது பண்ணும், ரைட்? பிகாஸ் அ சைல்டு டசன்ட் நோ டு கொஸ்டின் ஃபர்ஸ்ட். ஸோ தட் இட் செல்ஃப் இஸ் அ ஸ்மால் ஹிக்கப் ஃபார் அஸ். நம்ம கொஸ்டின் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சு ஏன் இப்படி தான் பண்ணணும், நம்ம ஸ்டைலில் படித்தாலே நல்லா பண்ணிடலாமே அப்படின்ற தாட்ஸ் வருது, which not always but sometimes they are a factor in affecting your quantitative ability performance. So math பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் start learning from root. This is why early preparation is very very necessary. நிறைய பேர் சொல்லுவாங்க 3 months 4 months நீ தான் இன்ஜினியரிங் படிச்சிருக்கல, so 3 months குவான்ட்ஸ் படிச்சா போதும். That's what they will say. நவம்பரில் எக்ஸாம் வருதுன்னா யூ ஸ்டார்ட் யுவர் ப்ரிப்பரேஷன் இன் ஆகஸ்ட், கண்டிப்பாக படிச்சு முடிச்சிடலாம், சிலபஸ் முடிச்சிடலாம். எஸ், சிலபஸ் முடிச்சிருவீங்க. என்னென்ன ஃபார்முலா இருக்குது, என்னென்ன தெரியணும், எத்தனை கொஸ்டின்ஸ் வரும், ஆல் தீஸ் திங்ஸ் யூ நோ. எப்படி ஆன்சர் பண்ணணும். ஒரு கொஸ்டினை பார்க்கும்போது தான் யூ வில் நோ யூ ஹேட் நெவர் சீன் இட் பிஃபோர். அப்போ உங்கள் மைண்டில் என்ன ஓடுது, தட் கவர்ன்ஸ் அ லாட் ஆஃப் யுவர் பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ். ஒரு டஃப்பான கொஸ்டின் பார்க்கும்போது நான் என்ன யோசிச்சிருக்கணும், a+b² என்னன்னு மேத் படிக்கிற எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும். பட் அது எங்கெல்லாம் அப்ளை பண்ணலாம், ஹவு மெனி டிஃப்ரெண்ட் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் ஆர் தேர் வித் ஜஸ்ட் த ஃபார்முலா கால் a+b² அப்படிங்கிறது நிறைய பேருக்கு தெரியறது இல்லைல்ல. அது தெரியாமலே we think math is easy, right? So in a way math is not easy, but அதுக்காக you shouldn't get scared of it. ஓகே, மேத்னாலே நமக்கு வராது, இவர் சொல்கிற அப்ளிகேஷன்லாம் ஏதோ பெரிய லெவலில் இருக்குது, நமக்கு அது இல்லை. இட்ஸ் நாட் தட் வே ஆல்சோ. நீங்கள் ப்ரிப்பரேஷன் ரைட் வேல முன்னாடியே பண்ணியிருந்தா இட்ஸ் வெரி வெரி பெனிஃபிஷியல். இல்லைனாலும் இப்போ யூ ஷுட் டேக் தட் ஒன் மோர் இயர் மேபி. இப்போ யூ ஆர் திங்கிங் அபவுட் டேக்கிங் அப் த கேட் எக்ஸாம் இன் த மந்த் ஆஃப் மே ஆர் ஜூன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். ஓகே, வித் அன் ஆவரேஜ் மேத்ஸ் ஸ்கில் செட் உங்களுக்கு 6 months போதும் அப்படின்னு நினச்சிப்பீங்க. தட்ஸ் த ப்ராப்ளம். Instead of taking it in 2018, try to take it in 2019. அந்த 1 year நீங்கள் வேறு ஏதாவது ப்ரொஃபைல் பில்டிங் ஆப்ஷன்ஸ் கன்சிடர் பண்ணிவிட்டு ஒரு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் 6 months வெறும் பேசிக்ஸாக எவ்வளோ முடியுமோ நல்லா படிச்சுக்கோங்க. டெவலப் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட், ஒன்லி தென் ஸ்டார்ட் ஒர்க்கிங் ஹார்ட். வெறும் ஹார்ட் ஒர்க் பண்ணால் மட்டும் இட் இஸ் நாட் எனஃப் இன் மேத், எஸ்பெஷலி இந்த கேட் ஆர் GMAT லெவல் மேத். குவான்டிடேட்டிவ் எபிலிட்டிக்கு அந்த இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட்டை டெவலப் பண்ணிவிட்டு இஃப் யூ ஸ்டார்ட் ஒர்க்கிங் ஹார்ட் இட் வில் பி வெரி வெரி ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல். ஏன்னா அதுக்கப்புறம் யூ டோன்ட் நீட் மோட்டிவேஷன், யூ டோன்ட் நீட் அன் எக்ஸாம் ரிசல்ட். நீங்களே ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக எங்கெல்லாம் கேட் ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் பார்க்குறீங்களோ யூ வில் ஸ்டார்ட் கெட்டிங். யூ வில் சைன் அப் இன் ஃபோரம்ஸ், யூ வில் கிரியேட் அக்கௌண்ட்ஸ் இன் ஆன்லைன், எஸ்பெஷலி இஃப் யூ ஆர் அன் ஆன்லைன் பர்சன். நீங்களே சில பிளாக்ஸ் ஃபாலோ பண்ண ஆரம்பிப்பீங்க, கொஸ்டின்ஸ் எடுக்க எவ்வளோ கொஸ்டின்ஸ் முடியுமோ போட ஆரம்பிப்பீங்க. அந்த இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் வர ஆரம்பிச்சிடும். தட் ஆக்சுவலி மீன்ஸ் யூ ஆர் கெட்டிங் ரெடி ஃபார் கேட், நாட் த ஃபேக்ட் தட் யூ ஆர் ப்ராக்டிசிங் 500 to 1000 ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ். Yeah, I hope I answered your question. In anything else?
Hello, good morning, sir. I am Banu. I am from Nellore. Sir, I am going to talk that present scenario. From past 2 months, we are hearing that automation will affect that companies, management side, anything. 2 things I will discuss. One is GST. Means after GST, the companies are going to reduce their workforce.
Yeah, reduce their
Workforce. And how much workforce they will reduce and how much they will increase in future. And second thing, automation, how much percentage it will affect in management side or financial sector and in consulting.
Okay. Yes, okay. Not just because of GST, consulting is becoming more and more automated anyway. Because if you check in recent times, consulting results, or if I am a consultant and if you come to me, what I generally do is I'll analyze your scenario, I'll find out what problems you are currently facing and just give a solution for it. Now, because consulting has already started happening, let's say for the last 10 to 20 years, consulting has been globally very, very popular. There are a lot of standardized results already. There are templates created. Now, this is what I will use in automation. If I am creating a program, if I am creating a software, I will say, if a client comes to me with such a problem, give this as a solution. This is already proven to be working. This maybe 5 years back or 10 years back by someone, correct? So that's where the scope for automation increases. Automation increases because the job gets very, very similar again and again. So we start thinking, why do we need a human? A machine can do this, right? But with the implementation of GST, yes, automation is increasing, but at the same time, you should see that the rules are changing, the regulations are changing, which means the results that were earlier valid need not be valid anymore. Okay, it's very important to understand that change is the world is always changing. Okay, we are evolving again and again. So even if automation comes up, there will be requirement for human decisions. Okay, at one stage, definitely humans will not be replaceable in terms of taking decisions. Making a decision, you cannot always expect a machine to do it. So automation may be able to replace the general workforce, but not the decision-making authority of a person. This is what my take is on automation. Maybe if 100 people are supposed to do a same job, if you just instruct them, they'll do it. Maybe at that point, automation is really helpful. A machine can do it because you give the same instruction to a machine. Let's say there is a problem at that point, at that part. Who has to think and act what happens? A computer is not ready for it. So how much ever automations come up, there will always be some scope for human's brain, let's say, or a human decision. And especially coming to management, it is a lot about on-the-spot decisions. Okay? Yes, true, there is a lot of planning. You have to plan for a big project for 6 months or 1 year or even more than that. But when you undertake it, even then there will be issues that you have to sort. You have to sit and work as a team. It's very, very interpersonal. Unless it is really trading where just a few algorithms can trade, buy, sell and make profits for you. Or unless it is just a software where you just enter values and it will give you results. In all other places, you definitely require people. So human resources are still required. But the problem with automation is, automation makes things more and more competitive these days. You have to be at the highest level to find the job that you are looking for, the job that you feel you deserve. So that is the problem with automation. The real bad effect for humans in automation is that things are getting more competitive than they are supposed to be. So automation definitely tells you you have to be more competitive. That's all, but the value and the requirement is still there for people. So there will be human resource requirement in future also. And in management, I will say automation is not going to be a big factor because jobs are not stereotypical. Jobs are not monotonous. Jobs are not just a set of instructions alone. When you come to my firm as a manager after your MBA, I won't give you a file and say, this is how my company works. You have to learn and do this work alone. Maybe for such a job, automation, I will consider automation. But what I will do is, look, this is the project, this is the area, this is my industry. I want you to take care of the Tamil Nadu zone and ensure my sales increase. You think of ideas and you implement them. That's why you are my manager. If I am the CEO, I will appoint you as a manager and say, this is your task. You have 1 year or 2 years for this to happen. I want results. Okay? I want to make my job easier. I don't want to keep coding and get an automation experts who do this. Instead, if a person can think, see, imagine 6 months later, something else can happen. Natural disasters are more common these days, right? You have no idea how landscape will change in the future, right? There are even a lot of predictions that something may happen to Chennai in December, right? So how much of automation can you rely on, especially when it comes to management? I want a good manager right now, right? So I'm very happy to give a person who will take decisions on the spot than relying on automation. So maybe in other places, I'm not completely aware, but automation in management will not make a very big impact in the near future. It will take a lot of time for automation to get set with things. Yeah.
So, in all the top B schools that you were talking about, do we have exchange programs? If we're pursuing first year somewhere else, are there exchange programs?
Yes, you have exchange programs, but they happen only in the final year. In the very first year, I don't think you have exchange programs. Because in the top B schools, at the end of the first year, you have something called an internship, which is compulsory. Okay. Now, these days in B schools, even for internships, the process is very similar to a placement process, campus recruitment process. So internship recruitment is happening separately. Okay. So you will eventually get an internship somewhere or other. Whether you will get it in a profile that you want, that becomes a question of your capabilities and credentials or your first year performance. Okay. And in second year, yes, if you are among the top, let's say 1 or 2% of the school. Okay. For example, I'll take a number like 450 people. Okay. If you are in the top 8 to 10 people there, or if you are doing a specialization, let's say strategy and operations, but you happen to be the best in SOR, strategy and operations, in that particular institute. Okay, then yes, there are a good number of options for student exchange programs.
I think I need to reframe it a little. What if we were pursuing a first-year business degree in a different college, all right, and we are sorting to be exchanged into one of these 20 or 30 business schools? If I wish to go to IIM in the second year or something like that, is there any such provision, or do these colleges take in admissions? Is what I want to ask.
That is, after joining a place, you just get exchanged to another place.
Yes, if I'm studying in a university right now and I wish to move into IIM for my second year, are there any provisions at all?
No, I'm sorry, I'm not very sure such processes exist. As far as I know, you have to take the CAT again next year and then join as a first year PGP.
As a first year student, right?
Yes, that's what I think. I will do more analysis on this. I would request you to do more as well. But as of now, as far as my knowledge is concerned, yes, you cannot do this. Your degree itself has to change, right? No, okay, from the brand from where you are getting your degree has to change. You intend it to get changed, right?
Provided I'm pursuing an university right now.
Okay.
So if I wish to move to IIM for my second year, is that possible?
In IIMs, I don't think it's possible. Sorry. No, especially the prestigious ones, definitely not. Things, institute like MDI or NITI, no, definitely not. Considering you are definitely looking at a better place, no, it's not possible. Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you what all you need to think of, but you know much more about your company. So you want to retain your job in the company, right? You want to be a part of the company in future, or you want to switch companies? You want to be in the same company. Okay, good. In that case, identify who your seniors are in the company, especially the ones who have taken up or are pursuing managerial roles. Okay. Now, those people, what all qualifications they have, what all roles and responsibilities they have, okay? And where the roles and responsibilities they got achieved through experience or using a qualification called MBA. There are some industries or firms that say you need an MBA to go beyond this level of management, okay? If that is the case, yes, you have to do an MBA. If not, if experience alone helps, or experience with certifications and a few diploma courses, short-term courses, 6-month or 4-month or 1-year courses, there are a lot of such courses available which you can take up only on Sundays, which should not affect your work, assuming Sundays are holidays for you. So maybe start analyzing what all qualifications they have, not just in terms of a degree, in terms of certifications and diplomas or in anything. Have they done certified courses? Okay, do they have some credentials that give them points in their profile by getting some accreditations or something similar to that? So please analyze such things, or beyond a point, if you feel only MBAs can go to this level. To become the vice president of the company, they have to be an MBA, or they should have some 20 years of experience or something. So maybe then you have to wait till you achieve that. So if that is the case, if you feel MBA is necessary, start targeting either GMAT or CAT and PGPX programs in IIMs. That should be the best. If not at other places, may or may not be fine for your company. I'm not aware of it. But start targeting PGPX programs. Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Let's assume I'm going to get a decent score in CAT 2018.
2018. All right.
So what good profile building options I should take up in the meantime?
Okay, good question. So you're taking up the CAT next November, shall I assume?
Yes.
Okay. To talk about profile building, on a personal note, I would like to know more about you. As in, are you an undergraduate? Or are you already a graduate who is working somewhere? Or are you searching for a job somewhere? These things I would like to know. But anyway, you know it about yourself more. So if you are an undergraduate, let's say in your 3rd year, you will be taking up the CAT in your final year. Okay, so the best thing you can do is okay, your half of your third year must have been done by now, if you are a third year student, right? So in the rest of your 6th semester, the third year, or a pre-final year and the final year, you can take up a lot of co-curricular activities. And there will definitely be symposiums. There will definitely be a lot of activities that the college does. Please do more of volunteering work. You volunteer to take up management roles, at least within the students of your own college. These are things you have to do. Okay, this is assuming you are a pre-final year undergraduate. Okay, now coming to a final year undergraduate. You will probably finish your course by April or May. If you are a final year undergraduate, you will finish your course. So by then, the sooner you get into a job, the better it is. Because if you are taking CAT 2018, your admission should be in summer 2019, right? 2019's May or June. So by once your degree gets over in April or May, let's say, the sooner you get into a job, the number of months of your work experience matters a lot. Okay, if you can get to 11 months or more, it's really valuable. Okay, but for you, it is on the neck point. You can only get to 11 or 12 months. You can't have a 15-16-month work at all, right? If you are a final year. So maybe ensure your 11 to 12 months of work is complete. All right, and look at the job description that you get into, not the salary. This is a very, very common misconception in people, especially the final year students. Whenever they get placed, they talk about the CTC. They say, oh, you got placed only for 3.5 LPA, I got placed for 4 LPA, I am better. No, that's definitely not the case. Okay, look at the profile, look at the role you will get. Okay, and please analyze more about the company. If you have got placed in a company, or if you are planning to sit for companies, on campus or off campus does not really matter much. Okay, look at the profile you will get. Look at how much it will be helpful for you to do an MBA. What management related options you have over there. Okay, and one more thing I would like to say, during weekends, if you can take up any NGO activity, okay, preferably out of your own interest, and if it gets certified, if you do it on a very, very regular basis, not a one-time appearance at a place, if you can get to do a volunteering activity for lots of months together, let's say every Saturday and Sunday, assuming you have a 5-day work day, such ones are really a value addition to your profile. So please do these things. Of course, develop your skill set, but you said you're assuming you will take care of your CAT preparation. So that's not the question here. So your profile building should be about volunteering activities if you are going to jobs. Okay, if you are in college, it's about anything you can do within college. And beyond all this, above all this, the most important thing is what company you go into. The job you land once your final year gets over. This matters much more than the smaller aspects of profile building I just mentioned. I hope I answered your question.
Any more questions?
All right, so I hope the last 1.5 to 2 hours should have been somewhat helpful for you in deciding on management careers and how to get yourself ready if you are considering management careers. I thank you all for the wonderful opportunity you gave and thank the staff of Anna Library as well. Thank you, people.
The choice you make is responsible for getting you a good job. Awareness is very crucial for making right decisions in life. Today, Mr.R.Badrinarayanan has given an excellent talk about a good career in management, which started off with the reasons for choosing management, the best institutes, the top options in MBA, the skills expected, a comprehensive picture of all the management-based exams, and the guidelines for clearing the examinations. Thank you, sir. The Secretary, Department of School Education, Government of Tamil Nadu, the Director and the Joint Director, Directorate of Public Libraries, and the Chennai District Library Officer are instrumental in bringing this program to you. On behalf of the entire team of Anna Centenary Library, we express our sincere thanks to them. We express our heartfelt thanks to the audience who have attended this orientation session. We thank TVA for the video coverage and the ACL team for making it available for a widespread audience through YouTube. We express our sincere thanks to our colleagues who have always supported us. Thank you, one and all. Let us all stand for the national anthem.